fruits, nuts, and seeds.
Chapatti, thank you for teaching us to be healthy.
The energy that I feel with these meals.
Chapatti, that was really yummy.
Like a kid with no toys. Health is my greatest joy. Come and see, come and be with our host Chapatti.
I am Chapatti, your host for the day, and I have one important question for you. Which of these famous people is vegetarian? Albert Einstein, Michelangelo, Mr. Rogers, Chelsea Clinton, Henry Ford, Joan Namath, Martina Navratilova, Alicia Silverstone, Mahatma Gandhi, the Beatles, or Leonardo da Vinci? We'll be right back and see if you can figure out the answer. See you in just a minute. This is Food with Life. Hello and welcome back to Food with Life. And you know what the answer is? All of them! All of these famous people are vegetarian. And now to tell us a bit about how to get more fruit and vegetables in your diet and enjoy a vegetarian meal is our wonderful guest, Deborah Parliament, who has written a wonderful book on what no meat. Deborah, please come in and give us some information. Help us here.
Hello, Chapatti.
Hello, hello. Very nice to have you.
It's good to see you.
Yes. Tell me, many people, they talk about with the kids and the young people, they're worried about if they have a vegetarian diet, they will not get enough nutrition, enough protein.
Yes, well, you know, so many kids are becoming vegetarian these days
Yes.
for all different reasons,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You know, some of the kids become vegetarians
Yes.
because they don't want to kill the animals.
Yes.
And some people become vegetarians because they don't want to, you know, if you eat lower on the food chain,
Yes,
it's better
yes.
for our planet.
Yes.
And some people become vegetarians because they know how healthy it is. They know that when you eat a plant-based diet,
Yes.
you have less hypertension, less diabetes, less heart disease,
Yes, and even cancer.
Cancer,
I know,
yes.
I read recently, American Heart Association and the American Cancer Society both endorse very strongly a plant-based diet.
Absolutely, and then even if people want to eat meat, we just encourage them to add fruits and vegetables to their diet. So why don't we go ahead and make some yummy food?
Excellent. What's our first thing we'll do
Well,
here?
the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to make a curried tofu scramble.
I'm hungry.
Now, some people love tofu and some people don't quite know what it is.
Yes.
But what we're going to do is we're going to stir up some tofu and we're going to add some vegetables, and you know it's a great source of protein, Chapatti.
Great.
Because one of the things that people worry about when they're going to become vegetarians is, are they going to get enough protein?
Okay, so how do we start here?
So the first thing that we're going to do to make our tofu scramble is we're going to put in a tablespoon of olive oil in a non-stick skillet.
Yes.
And then we'll spread the oil out a little bit here.
Important
and then,
to have olive oil in your diet if possible, or oil, flaxseed oil or olive oil.
Yes.
Maybe 1 to 3 tablespoons a day. Very important.
Very important, thank you. And now we're going to add some chopped or grated carrots to our oil, and then we're going to add some greens. I just love greens. You could add spinach, chard, kale, even romaine lettuce.
Every green.
Every green. And then we put in a half a cup of chopped zucchini, which is very delicious. Would you like to start
I'll
stirring
do
this?
the stirring here.
Okay, you do the stirring, and then we're going to put in a third cup of chopped peppers. You could use green peppers or red peppers, these beautiful orange bell peppers. And then, for a little bit of flavor, 2 tablespoons of curry sauce.
Ooh.
Very delicious. And then, of course, we're going to add some soy sauce. You know, soy sauce, believe it or not, gives it a little bit of a meaty flavor for those people who like meat, right?
Yes. And they say the needy, meaty eater.
Okay, and then we're going to add some water. And you know what, Chapatti? You don't even need to steam it anymore.
Okay.
Because what we're going to do,
turn
down the heat a little bit, and we're going to steam this. And you know, we're going to add the tofu in a little while, but remember what I mentioned about how people worry about getting enough protein.
Yes.
And do you know that most Americans get too much protein? Do you know that the average man only needs 56 grams of protein and the average woman only needs 46 grams of protein? Americans on the average get twice that much in their diet.
I understand that too much protein can have a not such a good effect, yes?
Too much protein can lead to obesity, liver damage, kidney damage, and even because the body has no way of storing protein, it could indirectly lead to osteoporosis.
Yes, I heard the immune system gets weakened by too much protein.
Absolutely, Chapatti. So it's not a question that we need protein, of course we do, but it's how much, and of course the source. And what we're going to do now is we're going to share with people a delicious source of protein. Actually, two. One is we're going to add a tablespoon of cashew butter.
Ooh.
You can use cashew butter, you can use chopped cashews. How delicious is that, right? And then we're going to put in our tofu, which you know is made from soybeans.
This is the star of the meal. Tofu, Mr. and Mrs. Tofu, are right here.
This is the star of our dish.
We used to call it where I'm from, futo. And we said, no, it's not futo, it's tofu.
Well, where are you from, Chapatti?
I'm from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
And when I was growing up, didn't have tofu. But it is a very different, it's very wonderful to have it. So easy to have the protein. Very efficient, very quick, and tasty. Very, very good idea.
And now you just have to cook it just so that the tofu is heated through.
Yes.
And then the last thing we're going to do before we dish this out is we are going to add some omega-3s with our flaxseed oil. And the flaxseed oil, you don't want to cook it. You don't want to heat it up, but you know how important it is, Chapatti, to get your essential oils every day.
Yes.
Okay, looks good?
Ooh,
so
very
we
good.
could either, I'm going to give you a little bit and just put it on a plate here.
Okay.
Or if you don't mind, could you turn around and get me one of
very
those
good
pita
idea.
breads?
Very good idea.
Ooh, does this smell good?
You give her wonderful Deborah some pita bread.
Yes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this delicious
Hold it open for the people to see. Yes.
curry tofu. I think I need a little bit of a better spoon.
Okay.
But I think we could still scoop a little.
Let's see, we have a spoon here.
Chapatti, thank you
There you
so
go.
much for getting
Very
that
good.
spoon for me. And I don't know if I'm going to even be, I think I'm going to have
Just
to.
a small bit.
Just a little
Small bit.
just so that you can taste it.
Yes.
Okay?
I think you'll taste it. I'll watch.
You know I'm not a lefty, I'm a righty.
Okay. I remember you from the games of baseball, I recall. They always said the lefty, righty. Yes. Okay, so why don't you take a flavor? I take one or you have one? I'll try
You
it.
take a bite.
Flavor.
Good? And I'll take a bite over
I'm
here.
going to pass out. It's so good, I'm about to fall down.
Please. And I am strong enough to catch you, even though I'm a vegetarian.
This is Food with Life. Hello and welcome back to Food with Life. I am Chapatti and we're here with our wonderful guest, Mrs. Deborah Poneman, who's going to be telling us a little bit about another delicious vegetarian meal.
And now what we're going to make, Chapatti, is something called shish kebab.
Shish kebab, what is this? When I came to America, people say they don't want me to talk too much. They say, shish chapatti, shish chapatti, shish chapatti. But why tell someone like shish kebab, shish kebab? What is it?
Well, you know what, Chapatti, to tell you the truth, I don't even know why they call these shish kebab.
It should be called shishka delicious.
Shishka delicious.
Yes.
Because they are delicious and shishka nutritious.
Yes.
And, you know, some people say, now, can you really get your nutrients just from vegetables? And I say that you can get some nutrients from vegetables that you can't get any other place. For example, phytonutrients. Phyto means plant.
Yeah, phytonutrients. When I come to a friend's and I'm in America, they have a small boy watching the cartoon. And there was a dog, Fido dog. But what does a Fido dog have to do with the vegetables? I do not understand it here. Fido dog nutrient, I don't understand.
Chapatti, that's a different kind of phyto. That's Fi. This is Phy. Phyto is plant and nutrient is what makes this so healthful. As a matter of fact, a phytonutrient is what gives our vegetables this beautiful deep color, the deep oranges and the deep greens and these beautiful deep reds. It also gives the vegetable its smell and its flavor. And another thing that phytonutrients do is they're responsible for the plant's natural defense system. And that's why when we eat all of these vegetables so rich in phytonutrients, it enhances our body's own defense system, or what's called our immunity.
Immunity, so it's stronger.
Yes, so it's stronger,
Yes.
exactly. So that's why we like to eat a lot of brightly colored vegetables and brightly colored fruits.
So this is why the American Cancer Society and the American Heart Association all recommend a plant-based diet.
Lots and lots of bright colored vegetables.
Very good.
So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to take all of these beautiful, delicious, nutritious vegetables and put them on the skewer.
We'll do that.
We'll alternate them, okay,
Yes,
Chapatti?
yes.
And then also we're going to put some tofu, which you know is just so filled with protein and calcium. And as you can see, it's fun. This is something that you can go ahead and
Yes.
make with your children,
Agreed.
if you had any children.
Well, we have children, but that was another lifetime.
This was another lifetime Chapatti, yes. So I'm just going to go ahead, and then after I put all of these vegetables on the skewer, I won't finish this one right now,
all right.
but just because it takes
Yes,
a while,
yes.
although we are having fun. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a marinade onto these kebabs.
Ooh.
And you can get any marinade, whatever is your favorite store-bought marinade. There are so many delicious ones at all of the different grocery stores. And you spread the marinade on the vegetables. And again, it's a wonderful way to cook your vegetables without any added fat. Or you can use barbecue sauce. And then what you do is you just put this under the broiler.
That's it?
And you know what else?
What?
If you ever go to a barbecue and you're feeling deprived
Yes.
because you're a vegetarian, well, you don't have to feel deprived anymore, because how could you feel deprived when you have something this delicious to
Wow.
eat?
Just bring this.
You bring it, you put it on the grill, and we already grilled some just to show your viewers
Oh.
what a beautiful finished product looks like.
I tell you, when you go to a barbecue and bring this, everybody will want to share.
Yes, you'll have to hide it if you want it for
Well,
yourself.
you share, they'll give you some other things, but you know, it'll be a nice time. But it's a good idea.
That's right, because
Yes.
I know, Chapatti, you
Yes.
like to share.
Yes.
Would you like to try a little
Oh,
bit?
yes, very
Here,
good.
why don't you just pull up a little vegetable
You put it in my hand, is good?
just with your hands.
Yes. Oh.
See if you like it. And you know, you can turn it over just when it's just about done and put a few more
Very tasty.
little bit more marinade, and it just gives it that little zing at
You
the
have a
end.
bite?
I would love to have a bite.
What you might call the candy of vegetables. It's delicious. We'll be right back. Stay with us. This is Food with Life. This is Food with Life, and I am your host, Chapatti. With our wonderful guest, Deborah Poneman, with her beautiful book, What No Meat. Deborah, I tell you, we've been cooking some wonderful dishes here. But there's one thing which I am a bit of a problem with. And that is many people, the kids and all this, they have a crave for what they call a sweet tooth. I know when I was born, I had one tooth here and one tooth here. And one tooth here said, I'm happy. One tooth here said, I want something sweet, I want something sweet. So what is it we can do to satisfy both the teeth? The ones that are not so sweet and the ones that saying, let's have something very sweet.
Well, you know, Chapatti, there
Yes.
are many things that we can make that are strictly vegetarian
Yes.
that can satisfy that sweet
Ooh.
tooth over on that side of your mouth.
Yes.
And do you know, most of the sweets that you get at your traditional grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
you really don't want to be eating anyway, because they're not only filled with things like, some are filled with animal fat and eggs if you're a strict vegetarian, but hydrogenated oils, which you know that you want to stay away from. But what we're going to do today is we're going to make something called a banana surprise.
Ooh.
And it is so delicious.
I'm sure.
And then we're going to put even a surprise on top of the surprise.
Oh,
So
good.
let's go ahead and move over to the stove here.
Yes.
And I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And what we're going to do is
There it is. Oh,
whoa, there it really is, Chapatti.
I think the stove wants something sweet.
I think that was the stove sweet tooth.
He's saying yes.
So yes, the stove is saying yes to banana surprise. So I'm just going to melt a little bit of butter. Oh, maybe not very much, maybe about a teaspoon of butter
Yes.
in the bottom of the pan here. And then I'm going to add some maple syrup.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
which
tasty.
is very tasty. About
Tasty.
a tablespoon of maple syrup.
Yes.
All right. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of water,
Ooh.
which I don't have ready here, so I'm going to move over to the sink and
I had
get some
a cousin
purified
named,
water.
when I was growing up, I had a cousin named Maple. A very nice person.
Did you?
Very sweet.
Okay, and maybe I'll put a little bit more water here before we add the bananas.
All right. Very good.
Okay, so now I'm going to take these beautiful bananas that I've sliced lengthwise
Very
and then
good.
cut in half, and I'm going to cook them in this mixture of butter, maple syrup,
Ah.
and a little bit of water. And I'm just going to cook them for about 5 minutes.
Ooh. Should be plenty
I think-
time.
Yes, it should be plenty of time. I'm going to lower the heat.
Yes.
Because we don't want to cook out all of the water and butter and
Should you
syrup.
put a top on or not? Not needed.
It's not needed.
Okay. Very good.
I would do it if you wanted me to.
Well, it's a fruit, so it probably cooks faster than a vegetable. Yes.
Yes, that's exactly
No.
right. And it doesn't have to cook through, but because you want me to put on the lid and it's
For a
sitting right
second.
here. And you know, bananas are they're naturally sweet, and they're also very rich in potassium. You know, when your children are exercising a
yes.
lot, it's good to give them a banana afterward to replenish their supply of potassium.
The bananas were inside the pan taking a sauna.
They were
They
taking
were
a
enjoying the sauna. And the 6-time athlete he took after me, my muscles. I was teaching him all the way,
That's right, Chapatti.
but he did well. He stayed with the diet.
All of the athletes like to model themselves after you, Chapatti.
Stop it.
So anyway, I'm going to turn this down
Ooh,
because you
smells
know what
really
we're
good.
going to do next?
What?
We're going to take these bananas
Yes.
and we are going to put them into, believe it or not,
A
tortillas.
tortilla.
Uh-huh. And so I'm just going to take a couple of these bananas. This is so delicious,
Wow.
Chapatti.
Wow.
You are going to swoon over this, but we're not done. After we take these bananas
Yes.
that are so delicious and sweet, and we put them into the tortillas,
Yes.
and we're just going to fold this over crepe style. Actually, I think I could fit another banana
One more.
in here.
One more.
Huh? One more?
3 makes a company.
3 makes
2
company.
they get lonely in there. You know.
So now we're going to put this over like that, and I know you can roll them up, see?
Very
like
nice.
a crepe.
Yeah.
Right?
Very
Beautiful?
nice. Yes.
And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little bit of yummy, sweet sauce for this banana crepe, banana surprise, and it's going to be made out of, can you believe this?
Tell me.
Cashews
Cashew
and tofu.
and tofu together.
Yes, in the blender.
Oh,
so I'm
delicious.
going to bring the blender over here. And
Yes.
again, it's a heavy blender, but we vegetarians are very, very strong.
Very strong.
And what I'm going to do
Yes.
is into the blender,
Yes.
I'm going to put I actually have a recipe here because I want to make sure that everybody knows the quantities.
Okay, very
in
good.
case they want to make it at home for
Yes.
themselves.
Yes.
So the first thing I'm going to do is put in 4 ounces of soft tofu, which you see I've cut
Yes.
up in little squares.
Very nice.
Okay, so 4 ounces of soft tofu.
Yes.
Then I have 2 tablespoons of cashew butter. You can
Cashew.
also use macadamia butter, nut butter, which you know is great because it not only has your omega-3 essential oils,
Yes.
but also your 6s and your 9s. So macadamia
Very complete.
butter, complete,
Very
full
complete. Very
spectrum.
complete. Very nice.
And then we're going to put in a tablespoon of maple syrup.
Maple would love that.
Maple would
Very
love
good.
that. And then we're going to, last but not least, just about, maybe a teaspoon
Yes.
of vanilla.
Ooh.
Okay, does that sound good?
And what is this here?
That's for later.
All
That's
right, very
part of
good.
the surprise.
I see.
So I'm going to put on the lid, and now I'm going to turn this on. Looking good.
Okay, turn off.
And I'm going to give you a little taste. Look
right.
at that, seems to be, maybe I'll put a little bit off. I'll get a little bit off the sides.
There
we'll
we
turn
go.
it on for one more second here.
I think we should try and take it out and see how we do.
Oh, Chapatti, does that look yummy or what? And
delicious
now
smell.
what I'm going to do
Yes.
is I'm going to dish some of this out right from the blender, and I'm going to put it on top of our crepe. You know, it tastes like whipped cream to me.
I'm sure
Only
it does.
better.
I'm sure. And it is very healthy, nutritious. Has
It
the
is
tofu,
so healthy and nutritious. The tofu has the protein.
protein, and all this. Yes.
Okay, and just for a little bit of a taste treat, we're
This is
going to
the-
sprinkle on a little bit of cinnamon. How
Oh.
does that look, Chapatti?
What a very take. I'm not sure
Would
I
you
can.
like to take a
I
little
almost
taste?
am frozen because it's so good. I'm frozen, not sure what to do. Should I taste it? You taste it first, yes? Please. You-
Okay, well, you know
Please.
what, Chapatti?
Yes.
If we had manners, we'd eat this with a fork. But what do you say we eat it without
go.
one? Let's go for it.
Go, you have a bite, I'll take a bite.
1, 2, 3.
Good, huh? Don't worry, she'll be able to come back for some more. Thanks for watching Food with Life.
Chapatti, thank you for your recipes.